Humans have always sought ways to exchange goods and services. This fundamental need gave rise to various monetary systems evolving across centuries. But how did we transition from trading cows to trading cryptocurrencies? Hi, I'm Maxime Dubé, Portfolio Manager at Claret Asset Management, and in this video we'll explore currency's fascinating evolution throughout history to better understand their role today and what the future may hold. In ancient civilizations, people relied on bartering, for example, a cow for a sack of wheat. But what if the other person didn't want what you had to offer? Or what if you needed to divide a cow to get what you wanted? To solve these issues, societies began using items with universal value, like seashells, precious stones, or even salt. And did you know that the word salary comes from the Latin salarium, meaning salt allowance? Roman soldiers were often paid in salt. Around 600 BC, the first coins were minted in Lydia, which is now Turkey. These coins, made from metals like gold and silver, had intrinsic value. Centuries later, during the 14th century, China introduced the first paper money, eventually spreading to Europe. Unlike coins, these notes had no intrinsic value, but represented a promise tied to a gold reserve. For much of history, currencies were backed by gold. Under the gold standard, a unit of currency corresponded to a specific weight of gold. This system provided stability and controlled inflation by allowing currencies to be exchanged for gold at a fixed rate. But it also lacked flexibility. It constrained economic growth during time of crisis, and it disadvantaged nations lacking large gold reserves. The gold standard was eventually abandoned during the 20th century. In response to the Great Depression, the United States government stopped allowing citizens to exchange dollars for gold. This bolstered American gold reserve but devalued its dollar, thus marking the end of the gold standard for everyday citizens. After World War II, the Bretton Woods Agreement pegged global currencies to the US dollar, convertible into gold at a fixed rate of $35 per ounce. This system provided much-needed post-war economic stability. It wasn't until 1971 when President Richard Nixon ended the dollar's convertibility into gold, effectively dismantling the Bretton Woods system. Since then, currencies have operated under a floating exchange system where their values fluctuate based on supply and demand, as well as economic and geopolitical factors. While credit cards didn't change the monetary system's structure, their introduction in the 1960s revolutionized how we interact with money. Instead of carrying cash, a simple plastic card allowed for convenient purchases. More recently, tech giants like Apple, Google, and Samsung have introduced digital wallets, enabling payments directly from smartphones. Combined with the 2008 financial crisis, this shift exposed weaknesses in traditional banking and in monetary systems, paving the way for cryptocurrencies. In 2009, Bitcoin became the first cryptocurrency, deriving its name from the Greek word kryptos, meaning hidden. Since then, countless cryptocurrencies with unique systems and characteristics have emerged. Although adoption remains limited, cryptocurrencies continue to evolve. So far, almost no one is using cryptocurrencies to transact products and services. So even if we call them currency, it seems to be more of a playground for speculators rather than a new way for ordinary people to pay for their groceries. From sack of wheat to Bitcoin, the history of currencies reflects one constant. Their value rests on the trust of individuals and institutions. While technology will continue to redefine our relationship with money, history teaches us that monetary systems evolve over time, but very slowly. Even though the way we make payments will continue to evolve, a stable and predictable monetary system is necessary for people to trust it. The primary purpose of a currency must remain a means of exchange, for example, money for an object, a service, or time, because throughout history, this has never changed. For more investment tips, visit our website at claret.ca and don't forget to hit subscribe below.